Hey, it's Madeline. I am the host and co-founder of winefolly.com, where we learn by drinking. Today, I am in the beautiful Napa Valley, where we are going to stress test two Cabernet Sauvignon glasses that are very, very different. Okay, so I'm using only one bottle of wine, one type of wine. It is a Cabernet Sauvignon from the estate vineyard of Signorello, wine number 1. It has a really wide opening. And what I notice smelling this wine is I get more black cassis, black cherry, and this very earthy note of sort of almost like black crushed gravel, like really dark, almost maybe a little bit of asphalt. It's got a little bit more earthiness to it, and a subtle herbal note of dried green herbs, that kind of oregano, that kind of a thing. On the palate, this wine, the way this glass is designed, it has a super huge rim, so all the flavors hit your palate all at once. It's also very thin on the rim, if you can see that. So it really sort of explodes in your palate all at once with this sort of rich chocolatey note, and then it disappears somewhat quickly on my palate. I get all those flavors, berry fruit, a little more chocolate. The tannin hits you sort of on the front of my teeth and sort of in the middle of the palate. So there's some oak, there's some grape tannins in there, and then it goes away. To me, this tastes like, for Napa Cab, more in the subtle, elegant realm. Here is glass number 2. Very different. You can see that the opening is a lot smaller than the wide of the glass, so it's going to collect more of the aromas. It is so different, so different. This one is way more fruity. I get tons more notes, black raspberries, black cherries. It's still more in the red fruit realm, which for this particular wine I expect. I think that's good, but it's tons more fruit. It's exploding out of the glass. And then I get this funny note, interesting note of almost like a floral sage, like sage flowers. So I get a lot more floral notes in addition to the herbaceous characters of this wine. Very interesting. There is a little bit of minerality sort of at the bottom of the nose, and it's tasting more in that sort of lightly wetted concrete realm, if you will. All right, let's give it a taste. The flavors hit you at different rates. They sort of go into your palate at one point, and then they expand out. So it really fills my palate over a period of time, but because it's not all at once, it tastes more spicy. This wine has more spice characteristics. I can taste the acidity. If I was judging this wine in this glass, I would think that it would age longer than if I was judging it in this glass, which is kind of weird. And that tannin hits my palate a little bit differently too. I taste it more in the front mid section of my palate, sort of on the front part of my tongue. So two glasses, both designed for Cabernet, that result in very different wines. This one is the sniffer. This is totally the sniffer glass where you want to sniff your wine, smell it, enjoy it, get into it. But on the palate, it has more acids, so you're really going to feel it sort of explode in your mouth. Whereas this one, this is the drinking glass. This is more chocolatey, it's smoother, it's rounder, but I also noted a lot more herbaceous notes to the wine in this glass, which is crazy because you saw me just pour one bottle of wine into two glasses that could technically both be Cabernet glasses and both perfectly acceptable for this wine. So if you're an enthusiast and you're interested in glassware, you totally should be. It totally affects the taste of wine, and even on the super high end. Thanks so much for tuning in. These are, by the way, both Riedel stems, both designed for bold red wines, and they are very, very different. Anyway, until next time.